This video and ones like it are made possible by my supporters on Patreon. If you want to have a say in what games and topics are covered on this channel, head over to patreon.com/Tugi24 and get involved. You can also head over to my Teespring store to buy shirts that you'll never wear in public. Link in the description. Hello everybody and welcome back to yet another tournament. This is the second episode and will technically consist of the quarterfinals simming. So if you missed episode 1 that covers all of the teams and what we're really doing here with this tournament, make sure to go check that out if you haven't already. And if you have, well, it's time to continue on with our international tournament, the first game of each series in the book. So a reminder of what the bracket looks like. If I can go to the right place, I again hit the wrong button. We're off to an amazing start here. A reminder, of course, of what we have with the bracket in the current set of circumstances, but we have a long way to go, so let's get down to it. It is Finland and Great Britain, game number 2. The Finns looking to again cruise to victory, much like they did in game number 1. First period, 4-0. Good for Britain, though. They got 2 shots in the first period. Hala, Aho, and 2 goals for Sasha Barkov. Yeah, the number 1 seed looking pretty good. Second period, it's now 5-0. 2 more shots for Britain. Ellie Tolvanen on the goal. And in the third, they get 2 more. Barkov gets the hat trick. Rupe Hintz scores as well. 56 shots to 5. Finland beats Great Britain, and they have a 2-0 series lead. Good God. We have Czechia and France going up, and next year, of course, the Czechs up 1-0 in this series so far. First period, and they're up 2-0 at the end of the first period in this one. Tomáš Hertl and Pavel Zacha on the goals. Second period, now 5-0. Verana Schuster and Andre Palat. Andre Schuster scored. And in the third, well, we got a few more goals. Belmar ruins the shutout. Schuster scores again, and David Pasternak scores as well. 7-1, your final score in game 2, as the Czechs take a 2-0 series lead. What a performance from Andre Schuster. We got Canada and Italy, game 2 coming up. First period, 5-2 for the Canadians. You know, there's just something about these lower seeds scoring goals. But Stamkos scores shorthanded, then Tavares and Marner. Frigo on the power play, as well as Lombacher to make it 3-2. But then we have a late set of goals from Crosby and McDavid. 5-2 at the end of the first period. Second period, now 7-2. 2 more goals and a hat trick in total for Connor McDavid. And in the third, 8-2 your final score. Jordan Kyrou gets it done. The Italians made it close at one point, but yeah, Canada's talent finds a way. That top line, your 3 stars of the game. Norway pulled off the upset over Switzerland in game number 1. Let's see what happens here in game 2. First period, and 2-1 for the Swiss. You got Niederreiter and Kurashev beating Lars Volden. Lesson gets one for Norway. Second period, Norway ties it. Johannes Johannesson. And in the third, we're going to overtime, I believe for the very first time. 53 shots to 14 in Switzerland's favor. Lars Volden putting in the work. And Switzerland, though, they do get it done in overtime. Philip Kurashev's second goal of the game. And the Swiss tie this one up. What a performance, though, again from Lars Volden. Incredible. We go to the U.S. and Kazakhstan, second game of this series. First period, 4-1 for the U.S. 2 goals for Austin Matthews. You got Robertson and John Carlson as well. Teifel gets one for Kazakhstan on just 1 goal on 2 shots. Crazy. But 4-1 for the U.S. Second period, now 7-2. Kazakhstan, it was Teifel again. 6 shots, 2 goals, but Austin Matthews has 4 goals on his own. Robertson scores his second of the game. And in the third, the U.S. hit double digits. Kessel, Gostisbehere, and Goodrow. 10-2. Your final score, the U.S. puts the beat down on Kazakhstan. What a performance from those 3 as well in victory. Latvia and Slovakia. The Latvians, of course, pulled off an upset in game 1. First period, 1-0 Slovakia, Tomas Zaborski. Second period, still 1-0. Close game. And in the third, wow, that will do it. A 26-save shutout and a 1-0 victory for Slovakia. A much better performance from Yaroslav Halak in the victory there. Merzlikins wasn't bad, but yeah, Yaro got the job done. Good for him. Then the biggest upset, you could say, in that first game the first game of the first series. The first game of each series, there we go, was Sweden losing to Austria. Let's see what happens in game 2. First period here, 1-0 Sweden, Philip Forsberg. Second period, 6-0 Sweden. Raymond, Pedersen, Burakovsky, Pedersen, and Hornqvist. Third period, and that's where it ended. 48 shots to 14, 6-0 the final score, and the Swedes, the 4 seed, battle back in convincing fashion, and they desperately needed to do so. We go to Denmark and Germany. Game number 2. First period, 2-0 for the Germans, Draisaitl and Kuhnhackl. Second period, now 2-1, Alexander True gets a goal back. In the third, we're tied. We're going to overtime. 44 shots to 20 in Denmark's favor. They tied up at 3 apiece. 2 goals in the third period for Nick Ehlers. Nobles gets one back, sets the stage for overtime. The winner is Germany. They pull off a big-time win there to take a 2-0 series lead. What an effort from Denmark, but it is Sabres prospect J.J. Peterka who gets it done. And yeah, that was a huge performance from Philip Grubauer to help Germany win that one. And there we go. We're right back to it. Finland and Great Britain. I'm honestly kind of shocked. Like, oh yeah, hey, we're already to game 3 for this series. Let's see what Great Britain can do. As they take their home ice for the first time. First period, 2-0 Finland. 3 shots in a period for Great Britain. It's Halla and Rantanen though for the Finns. Second period, now 3-1. Waller scores on Jaros. Unfortunately, or not on Jaros. I was thinking of Christian Jaros. It was Jussi Saros. There you go. Patrick Laine though scored for Finland. And in the third, the Brits got another goal, but 5-2 final. It was Granlund and Heiskanen. O'Brien scored for Britain. So not a bad performance from the Brits, but they do trail 3-0 to our number 1 seed. As Waller was actually the first star of the game, and tough to disagree. Pretty strong performance. Czechs and French going at it. Czechia and France. First period here, 1-0 for the Czechs. Jake Voracek. Second period, now 4-0 for Rana, Zadina, and Kubalik. Third period, and the 4-0 scoreline holds. Strong performance for Czechia. They have, of course, a commanding lead in this series. A 19-save shutout for Peter Mrazek. He continues to put up pretty solid numbers here in this series so far. So 3-0 series leads for the first 2 series. We'll see what happens here with Canada and Italy. Obviously, the Italians very much up against it. First period, 4-0 Canada. Marchand, Marner, Stamkos, and Huberdeau, 20 shots to 1. Second period, 9-1 Canada. Makar, Barry, Kyrou, McKinnon, Traversa gets one back for Italy, and then Stamkos. Third period, 11-2 your final score. McDavid, Bernard, and Marchand, the goal scorers there. Pure domination from Canada as they set the high mark for most goals scored in a game. Jordan Kyrou, Connor McDavid, and Brad Marchand dominating that top line of Canada. Just absolutely destroying worlds right now. We go to our first 1-1 split. It is Switzerland and Norway. Let's see what happens in one of our closer series. First period, and it's close no more. 5-1 Switzerland at the end of 20 minutes, 22 shots to 3. Goals from Hischier, Moser, and as well, again, Kevin Fiala, Tretanes, and Pia Suter. It's a shame that you got the red, but obviously you got the logo in the background. But yeah, Tretanes with the lone goal. Second period, now 6-2. Tretanes scores again. Gaetan Haas gets one back for Switzerland. And in the third, Norway scores again. Olim on the goal, but certainly too little too late. Switzerland wins 6-3, bounces back from losing game 1. Kevin Fiala leads the way, and Switzerland now up 2-1 in that series. The Americans take on the Kazakhstanis. Game 3, first period, 1-0 for the U.S., John Carlson. Second period, 2-0, Austin Matthews. Third period, and yeah, that'll do it. Zegras, Wheeler, and Matthews again. Lopatin gets a goal back for Kazakhstan, but 46 shots to 5. Pure domination. The United States also take a 3-0 series lead. As we go to game 3, Slovakia and Latvia. First period, 1-0 for the Latvians. Pavlov's on the goal, so no shutout for Halak this time. Second period, 2-0 for Latvia. Ronald Kennins. And in the third, oh no, Latvia. Oh, Latvia. They had it, and they blew it. Martin Marincin, Marian Studenic, and Tomas Jurko. Slovakia wins it 3-2, as Latvia just simply could not hold on in the third period. That's a rough loss for them. Sweden and Austria. Let's see if the Swedes can continue to bounce back here. First period is scoreless, dead even in shots. Second period, 2-1 for the Swedes. Shorty for Arvidsson, power play goal for Burakovsky. Ben Bumgartner gets one back late though. Third period, and yeah, Sweden gets it done. Zibanejad and Hornqvist. Too much talent on that Swedish roster. Hedman and Karlsson, great games for them. Backstrom as well. And it's a 2-1 series lead for Sweden. Denmark, unfortunate to be down 2-0 to Germany. Let's see if they can battle back. First period, 1-0 for the Danes. Blichfeld. Second period, now 1-1. Lucas Reichel. Third period, goal apiece. We're going to overtime. Shorty for Alex True. Turka scores again. And in overtime, Denmark wins it. Oliver Bjorkstrand, and that's deserved, man. Denmark's played really well. Going down 3-0 would have been a shame. Arguably our most competitive series. Continues to be competitive now. 2-1 lead for Germany. And that brings us to the game 4. Finland and Germany. Finland and Great Britain. As we'll see if the Finns can get the job done here. First period, goalless. 13 shots to 4. Good for the Brits. They're warming up as the series goes on. Second period, okay, it's over. Mikko Rantanen, Patrick Laine, Mikael Granlund, and Teuvo Teravainen. 4-0. Third period, and that'll do it. Goal apiece, Olli Maatta. Liam Kirk scores to ruin the shutout, but it is official, as you might have expected. Our number 1 seed in Finland sweep the 16th seed in Great Britain, and they will move on to round number 2. Let's get a look at the stats for the two teams. For Finland, I mean, led by Mikko Rantanen, certainly. So we'll quickly scroll through here. Of course, you could pause at your own leisure. Every single player with at least 1 point, at least for the forwards. Defensively, no one really standing out, but not bad. Risto was a +7, no points. And in goal, Jussi Saros was not good. He only faced 37 shots in 4 games, and he let 4 of them in. So a little bit difficult when you're never seeing the puck, I do suppose. For Britain, a .920 save percentage from Murdy as he took over in that 4th game, I do believe. But Gospel, straight 8s, and yeah, simply not good enough. Allowed 5.2 goals against through 4 appearances. Defensively, yep. Stephen Lee with 2 points. Good old Dave Cleve with that goal, of course. And then for the forwards, Sam Dugan led the way with 3 assists. Only 5 forwards ended up with a point. And of course, they scored a grand total of, I think it was 4 goals in that series for Britain. Rough draw for them, certainly. Let's see if France can stave off elimination against Czechia. First period, and 1-0 for the Czechs. Filip Zadina. Second period, now 3-1. Pasternak with 2 goals. Berthon with 1 for the French. Third period. Ooh, and man, France was close. Berthon scored again. Zadina makes it 4-2. Gutig gets one back, but it was with 1:04 left. The Czechs pull off the sweep of France, who put up a fight in game 4, but again, too little. Too late. The Czechs moving on to round number 2. We'll take a look here at them and France. So Pasternak and Hurdle were phenomenal in that first round, as you would hope they would be. Defensively, Michael Kempney actually led the way, and of course Schuster with those 2 goals. And in goal, a .931 save percentage with a .125 goals against average for Peter Mrazek. For the French, Sebastian Ilonen, just not enough, obviously. Really tough spot for him to be in. 1 point amongst the defenders. It was Enzo Guibert, I don't know. And for the forwards, Elliot Berthon, the 2 goals. He had 3 in total. But not much from Roussel, Belmar, Alex Tessier, Tim Bozon didn't have a point. I mean, the big names that you were kind of looking at on that French team just couldn't find a way to score goals. Let's put the Italians out of their misery as they take on Canada game 4. First period, 2-1 the score. McKinnon, Costner on the power play, and then Chris Letang. So maybe, just maybe. Second period, nope, it's over. Kyrou, Huberdeau, and Jumbo Joe Thornton. Third period, 7-1 the final. Letang, Shorty, and Huberdeau again. The Canadians sweep the Italians and are moving on to round number 2. The surprise of absolutely nobody, as again another high seed pulls off the sweep for Canada. What a first round for Jordan Kyrou. 10 points in 4 games. Absolutely phenomenal. Michael Bunting was actually the lowest point-producing forward. And, of course, they had Letang and Hamilton 5 points each. And in goal, an .829. 41 shots, 34 saves in 4 games. Absolutely horrific from Marc-Andre Fleury. Again, similar story to what we saw with Saros, just never really seeing the puck. For the Italians, he had an .870 for Poli with a 5.7 goals against average. And then Gianluca Zeta, an .839 with an .815 goals against average. Those poor netminders. Defensively, 3 points for Stefano Marchetti as he led the way. Look at those plus minuses, good lord. And then forward-wise, yeah, I mean, you had a couple of guys there who were able to put up points, but all in all, rough scene for the Italians, as you would expect it to be. We go back to Switzerland and Norway, again, one of our more competitive series. Game 4, first period, and 2-2 is the scoreline. You had Suter and Hischier matched by 2 goals from Matt Zuccarello. Second period, now 3-2. Haga gets another goal, and the Norwegians have the lead despite being outshot 36-17. Third period, ooh, that's it. That's a serious clincher right there. Switzerland come back to win 7-4. He had 2 goals from Yossi, Dean Kukin as well. Granholm gets one back, and then it's Haas and an empty netter for Fiala. Pure dominance for Switzerland in that third period. 5 goals catapults them to victory. What a night for Roman Yossi. And the Swiss have a 3-1 lead. It's been close, but yeah, Norway might just be too much of an uphill battle. Speaking of which, Kazakhstan trying to fend off elimination here from the United States. First period, 2-0 for the Americans. A shorty for Matthews and a goal for Jake Gensel. Second period, now 3-0 Phil Kessel. And in the third, the States get the job done. Sandukov gets one back, but it's Matthews, both power play goals, by the way, 38 seconds apart, and Shane Gostisbehere. 6-1 your final score. The Americans complete the sweep. What a performance from Austin Matthews. He is now the leading scorer through the opening round. We'll take a look at Team Kazakhstan as Lopatin led the way for the forwards with those 4 points. And defensively, just 2 points, Sandukov and Idirishev, I'm guessing, yeah. Then in goal, yeah, similar numbers, both goalies, I mean, numbers that you certainly don't envy. Rough scenes for Kazakhstan. For the United States, Jonathan Quick. Oh my God, the lowest we've seen yet, an .806 save percentage. Just 31 shots against in 4 games. He allowed 6 goals. Absolutely brutal. Defensively, Carlson and Fox with 6 points each. And for the forwards, Matthews, 9 goals in 4 games. Pure dominance from Austin Matthews in that first round. Good Lord. United States moving on. Slovakia and Latvia. Can the Slovakian squad here kind of use that Game 3 victory to propel themselves that much further? First period, 1-0 Latvia, Besevskis. Second period, 2-0 Latvia, Pavlovs. They're being outshot, but they have the lead. Third period, and they nearly blew it, but nearly doesn't mean that they did. Jurkdro gets a goal back, but a 2-1 final scoreline for Latvia, 46 shots to 15. Wasn't enough for Slovakia to get the win because Elvis Merzlikins shut the door. Latvia ties that series up at 2 apiece. Let's see if Sweden can take a 3-1 lead over Austria. They've won 2 in a row. First period, 2-1. Pedersen and Zibanejad. Altman gets a goal back. Second period, still 2-1. 34 shots to 7. Third period, and yeah, there it is from Sweden. Zibanejad and William Nylander. And the Swedes win it 4-1. They have a 3-1 series lead. Good stuff. As again, Sweden should be advancing. Germany and Denmark. Germany has the lead. Denmark won Game 3, though. First period, 3-0 Denmark. Bjorkstrand, Russell, and Bjorkstrand again. Second period, 4-0 Denmark. Bjorkstrand gets the hat trick. And in the third, well, that'll do it. 35 shots to 22. A 22 save shutout for Denmark. Freddie Anderson getting the job done. And, you know, it would have been really unfortunate to see Denmark get swept, and instead, here we are, a 2-2 split, rightfully so. As we get back towards the other side of things here, it is our first game 5, and it is Switzerland taking on Norway. Can the Swiss end this series? First period, 1-1, Weber and Vilhelm Borvik. Second period, still 1-1, 30 shots to 8. Third period, and the Swiss get it done, 48 shots to 12. Olim actually scored for Norway, but then it's Yannick Weber to tie it, and Kevin Fiala to win it. Switzerland get a big-time victory, another strong performance, but from Lars Volden, but the Swiss will move on over Norway. Let's take a look at them. Fiala, Hischer, Timo Meyer leading the way for the forwards. No goals for Timo Meyer in that first round. Defensively, you saw it. Roman Josi was easily their best player. And then goaltending-wise, brutal performance from Akira Schmidt. But he was able to get the job done. Again, facing very few shots. So that was a tough one. For Norway, tremendous goaltending from Lars Volden. Faced 194 shots compared to like 31 for some of these guys. He was phenomenal. Great goaltending across the board. Johannes Johannesson actually led the way defensively, but again, we knew their defense was a bit rough. We knew the forwards were a bit rough, and the goal scoring just wasn't where it needed to be. Matt Zuccarello could really only propel that team so far. So Norway bounced as well, which means we have 3 ongoing series at this point, and we get to a nice little 2-2 split here with Latvia and Slovakia. Let's see what happens. First period, 1-0 for Slovakia, with Ruzicka getting the goal. No shutout for Ruzicka this time. They have shot 17-3. Second period, still 1-0. 25-10. Third period, and a goal apiece will win it. Dogovan's tied it. Ruzicka scores again. Slovakia takes a 3-2 series lead over Latvia. Great performance from Adam Ruzicka. Very, very good indeed. Sweden looking to end their series over Austria by winning 4 in a row. Let's see if they can do it. First period, 3-1 for the Austrians. 100 Pfund, Olofsson, Ganal, and Marco Rossi. Wow, damn good start for Austria. Second period, still 3-1. Third period, and Sweden loses. Or more so, Austria wins. Nylander scored with 28 seconds left. It was not enough. David Kickert, 40 saves. And the Austrians hanging around a little bit. Very, very good. Let's go into game 6. So we get to game 5, Denmark and Germany. Germany have blown a 2-0 series lead here. First period of game 5, 1-0 Denmark, Philip Larsen. 19 shots to 2. What a weird series this has been. Second period, 4-0 Denmark. Ehlers, Lassen, and Franz Nielsen. 31 shots to 9. Third period, and Denmark wins it. Ronberg scores, 43 shots to 19. A dominant performance from Denmark. Freddie Andersen shuts the door. And the Great Danes have won 3 in a row and have a chance to end that series. That is absurd. That's what that is. That is absurd, man. Craziness. Can Slovakia end their series against Latvia? Let's find out. First period, 1-1, Zaborski and Balsers. Second period, 2-1 Latvia, Rositas. Third period, Slovakia ties it. It's Ruzicka. It goes to overtime. Will Slovakia end this series, or will Latvia get the win? We're about to find out. Already halfway through this overtime. Power play for Latvia. And Ronald Kennens gets the goal. What a performance from Merzlikins. And the series moves on. We're going to 7 between Slovakia and Latvia. What a clutch goal on home ice for Latvia. Brings us to Sweden and Austria. Can the Austrians force game 7? Will this be the upset? First period, 2-0 Sweden, Backstrom and Forsberg. Second period, 2-2 Austria, Grabner and Baumgartner. Are the Swedes gonna blow this? Power play for Austria goes to waste. Are the Swedes actually going to blow this? This is unbelievable. Will Austria force Game 7? They're 1 goal away from making it happen. 5 minutes left. Power play for Sweden. They score. Nicholas Backstrom. And Philip Forsberg ends it with an empty netter. In 6 games, Sweden eliminates Austria in one of, so far, the least convincing victory that we have seen from a bigger team. I said Sweden on paper were maybe the most well-rounded team and the best built team. But man, oh man, was that a rather unconvincing victory. It's a victory nonetheless, and they'll take it. But they need to be better across the board. The Austrians put up a great fight. David Kickert, 910 save percentage. Defensively, Dominic Heinrich, great series for him, kind of leading the way there. And for the forwards, it was Marco Rossi, which is kind of a failure on Michael Raffl's part. I guess they had duplicate Fabio Hofers, and I didn't even notice. Or that's a glitch. I'm not sure. Regardless, hey, double Fabios. What's the worst that could happen? With that, we have one Game 7 on deck. Will this join it? It is Denmark and Germany. Will Denmark move on, or will the Germans force Game 7? First period, 1-1, Bjorkstrand and Corbinian Holzer. Second period, still 1-1. We go to the third. This has been the closest game in terms of shots we've seen for a while. Denmark scores on the power play, Nikolai Ehlers. The Germans have to find a way to score. Now is the time for the likes of Leon Draisaitl to step up. Will Denmark win 4 in a row to win this series in 6? Yes, they will. And we have our first upset. Now, granted, it was the battle of 8 and 9. Germany is the 8th seed, but they do fall in 6 games to Denmark after having a 2-0 series lead. What a disappointment for Leon Draisaitl and the Germans to again lose, not only lose that series, but lose it in the fashion they did. What a series for Bjorkstrand, goal per game pace as the big name forwards showed up for Denmark. Defensively, we know it's kind of their big weakness, but in goal, Frederick Anderson. Prime Freddie showed up, 940 save percentage, and that is the reason why Germany fell short here. Grubauer wasn't that bad by the standard of what we saw in this series. Just 3 points for Moritz Seider. And then forward-wise, they just didn't have the scoring. Leon Draisaitl did not show up. 2 points in 6 games. And Tim Stützle with 1 point. Dominic Cahoon, nothing. The big goal scorers, the big point getters for the Germans completely shut down. That is why they fall short, which means we have just one Game 7 to talk about. It is the battle of 7 versus 10, Slovakia and Latvia. Let's see who moves on to round 2. First period, 1-1. Marchenko and Daugavins, who scores again. Second period, 3-3. Marty Marincin, matched by Smirnovs. Shingel, matched by Vyshevskis. We go to the third period. Will it be Latvia pulling off the biggest upset of the first round? Kristoff scores for Slovakia. Latvia looking to get the job done. Denmark right now, the only team to pull off an upset. Latvia 1 seed behind them, but they need a goal. Slovakia 3.5 minutes away, getting power play chances, and that will do it. Kristoff's goal holds up as the winner. Slovakia wins it in 7, eliminating Latvia and setting the stage for round number 2. And we'll look at that full bracket in a minute. But for the moment, let's go back and look at the stats as they were for Latvia. Great series for Ballsters, Daugavins. Honestly, they did get some decent scoring. Defensively, no real big point producers there, so that's not a surprise. Great goaltending from Elvis Merzlikins. It was a close series. It really was. Unfortunately for them, Slovakia just had a bit too much because Jaroslav Halak really kind of let Latvia into that series. Marty Marincin led the way, which is very surprising. I mean, granted, Eric Chernak, certainly defensively inclined, not the best offensive point producer in the world, but still Marty Marincin getting the job done. And who would have thought Adam Ruzicka would match Tomas Tatar? So Slovakia's shaky offense, well, it was enough to do what they had to do. So with that, we will get a look at the full bracket. Round 2 tomorrow. Finland and the United States. The Czech Republic taking on Slovakia, or Czechia, whatever you prefer, of course. Canada and Sweden, Switzerland, and Denmark. Those are your Elite 8. Again, round 2 begins tomorrow. Let me know if you enjoyed this. Again, I'm having a lot of fun with these tournament-style videos. They are a lot of fun to make. I will see you tomorrow as it continues on. Round number 2 coming up.